Hi, Metalhead Weatherman. I hope you guys are doing very well on this Friday evening. Been a long week, very hot week for a lot of us. But we're finally towards the end. So, of course, with it being Friday, if you're new to the channel, Friday we always drop a weekend forecast. So, without further ado, let's get right into it here. So, I've already taken a little swipe here at the severe storm reports, and wow, has it been active today. 424 damaging wind reports today, all scattered across the southeast. And there's still ongoing severe thunderstorm watches around the southeast, especially towards the mid-Atlantic coast. And we have a secondary one that's popped up around Wyoming, South Dakota, and Montana. So far, I haven't seen too many reports coming from there. I remember the risk being relatively low, but storms look like they're just now starting to really pick up around there. So we'll have to see what's going on. And we have quite a bit of activity going on around New Mexico and parts of Arizona as well. Hopefully, these are not going to be dry thunderstorms. There is a critical risk. There is a critical fire weather risk in effect. So I am concerned about the possibility of some pyrocumulus clouds, basically dry thunderstorms that have lightning in them and could start more fires. We'll go over that risk as well, and the possibility of there even being potential haboobs this weekend. But anyways, let's take a look at the enhanced risk that we had issued earlier today. Storms have pretty much moved through the area at this point. So for the most part, the area that I'm most concerned about now, because we pretty much from Richmond and areas to the west, we can pretty much cut all this out at this point. So I'd say Virginia Beach, Wilmington, Charleston, Savannah, you guys probably are going to be getting hit with some severe weather within the next hour. It's a very strong line of thunderstorms. It went through my area not too long ago. And you had some pretty strong winds with it. Maybe some small hail. But we have a couple other we have a couple of other slight risk areas. We have that one where that severe thunderstorm watch was issued around Wyoming and Montana. And then we have yet another risk area that's even gone to the western half of Montana and even sneaking its way into Idaho here. So tornado threat, relatively minimal. Small spot towards western Montana that we might have to watch, but it's pretty low. There is actually a significant wind threat with this over towards Wyoming, the eastern part of Montana, Wyoming. It's an interesting little development there. Damaging wind threats highest around Virginia Beach now. Coincides perfectly with that line of storms, and then the significant hail threat is where we have the slight tornado threat, the marginal tornado threat. Let's take a look at day 2. Things are starting to downtrend on the severe weather. We have a small little area around here from Mobile all the way up towards Tulsa, Oklahoma, and areas in between. You guys could be in play for severe weather. Some other areas might include Little Rock, Shreveport, and Alexandria. You guys are in play. Jackson, Mississippi, you're in there as well. Maybe even New Orleans, and then towards the southern tip of Florida. I'll even call it the Shaft even. Please don't make any dirty jokes in the comments, even though you guys don't really comment anyway. But Orlando, Melbourne, Tampa, Fort Myers, you guys may see a pulse severe storm or two tomorrow. The hazard types are relatively limited. Greatest threat is wind, and it's not a great chance of that even. And then, boy, do I have some great news for you on day 3. Guess what? There's no severe weather. This might be the first time I've seen that in about a month, or at least maybe 2 months, because it's been day after day we've had at least a slight risk or higher, and it's been absolutely insane. I hope we're not jinxing ourselves here, but I do believe that this will be a quiet Sunday, which would be very much welcome on my end, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people. So let's get into the temperatures for this weekend. Pretty sure that not much is going to change, unfortunately. So, for most of the country, we're going to be baking. We're baking right now, and we're going to keep probably baking for a while. Even for the lows tonight, we're getting toward a lot of areas, unless you're in like the northwestern region or just north of the Sierra or north and east of the Sierras. That's when things are a little bit more comfortable. Oops. I don't know how that happened. But if you're north and east of the Sierras, you have a slightly better chance of having a more comfortable evening. You got some lows in 30s, 40s, and 50s, but anywhere further east of that, anywhere further east of, I'd say, Idaho, starting to get back towards the heart of the country into the east, it's hot. It's very hot. In the early morning hours, we have temperatures in the 80s by about 8, 9 o'clock for a lot of us, 70s and 80s for some. And the dew points aren't going anywhere either. We'll even take a look at that in a minute. But when we get into the early afternoon, look at that. In the heart of the country, we're already getting 90s by about noon. And then towards the south and east, it's no different. And this warm air just basically, it even shoots its way into Canada. Even towards Manitoba, possibly, you could be seeing some 90s, which is unbelievable for this time of year. There's a little bit of a pocket here in the northeast where it looks a little bit cooler. You guys might want to count yourselves lucky. Anywhere around, anywhere just north of the Delmarva and Mid-Atlantic regions, you guys got it made. A lot of people are wishing they could be you right now, because the heat is on everywhere else. We get into Saturday night and Sunday morning. The lows are a little bit better. Get a little bit better. We do have a little bit of a cold core that's kind of pushing to the southeast, a little pushing its way into the southeast, bringing these temperatures down just slightly. It'd be nice to have a night where the low isn't 70, and even this little bit of, there's even a little slight cool down here. It's not a big one, but we'll take what we. I'm pretty sure a lot of us will take what we can get for right now. Of course, by Sunday afternoon, though, unfortunately, it's like the heat just will not go away. And around the central part of the country, even towards North and South Dakota, we're getting upper 90s. I wouldn't even be surprised to see a triple digit up here. These are record-setting temperatures. I can guarantee that. Then towards Texas, definitely some triple digits there, likely. Man, that's just crazy to look at how intense this heat wave is. And hopefully soon we'll have an end in sight in some way, shape, or form. But that's the temperature. Let's take a look at the dew point here. And I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out these brighter colored areas have ridiculous dew points. It is very moist. It's very damp out here. Very uncomfortable with that heat added in. And man, we're even getting to the mid 70s towards the Gulf Coast. Ugh, that's just awful. I think I work in this stuff too. Sheesh. And these dew points don't go anywhere. Not even during the late night hours. They just hang around, man. We do seem like we're trying to get some relief Saturday night and into Sunday. But the way the dew points are around the central part of the country kind of makes me wonder if that no severe area is too good to be true. And look at that, though. We even have a little streak down here in the Gulf where we're even at 80-degree dew points, which is unbelievable. It's frozen. No, it hasn't. So, and look at how far this has pushed north too. I gotta say, I mean, we're getting north of the border and we're still seeing dew points in the mid 70s. Unbelievable. It's astounding. So it seems like we get a little bit of relief heading into Sunday night for these dew points around the south and east. The western half of the country, it looks a little bit better. Not much, but towards the central part of the country, I'm really concerned for you guys. Hopefully, you guys will be staying hydrated if you have to be outside for any length of time, because the heat and humidity dew points will be on in full force. All right, so now we're going to take a quick look at what the radar could look like over the weekend, see who could get what. We're just hoping for right now that the severe weather threat is just waning at this point. Okay. All right, we're at a 10-minute video here. Move this along. Here's our line of storms moving through the southeast right now. Here's a few scattered storms that are popping up around Wyoming and Montana. And here's our upper level low. It's causing a little bit of more unsettled weather around Montana and Idaho. We get into the overnight and we work our way into the overnight hours. Things die down pretty quick. Do have some storms that had rolled through Arizona and New Mexico. Really having trouble getting state names out today. We move this along and we see yet another setup for maybe even some dry thunderstorms, unfortunately, around this area again. Really concerned about wildfires around here. Upper level disturbance comes to the northeast, brings the temperatures down, brings some scattered rain around the northeast. Then on Sunday, here's our next upper level low. It's going to meander its way north of the border. And then we're going to have this secondary low that comes in here towards the central part of the country. Brings in some more thunderstorm activity. Not super robust, but couldn't rule out a possible severe storm. Marginal risk wouldn't be out the question. I'll put it that way. But hell, some kind of break is better than nothing at this point. Alright, now, last thing we're going to take a look at here is the tropical outlook here. So we do have this one disturbance that's been hanging around here towards the southern part of the Yucatan. And like I said before, I'm not very convinced that this thing will develop into anything. There's going to be way too much land interaction, and it's not moving too quickly, so I don't expect this thing to develop anytime soon, if at all. They're only giving it a 10% chance. It's not zero, but I mean, in all honesty, and there's only a 10% chance of this developing within 5 days. We'll take a look at the 5-day graphical outlook as well, just to see if there's anything else that might form. This is a small little window for it to potentially develop before it has more interaction with land. But I really think that this is going to fizzle out over land, bring a lot of heavy rain towards the southern parts of Central America, and that will be that. Let's take a look towards the Eastern Pacific, because things are a little bit more interesting over there. We have two tropical entities right here. We have Hurricane Blas, still sitting at 85 miles an hour, 980 millibar pressure, but it is moving west at 14 miles an hour. It will not be a threat to land. This will be a fish storm from the looks of it right now. Maybe Hawaii might have to watch this, but I'm not too sold on that even happening. Then earlier today, we've noticed the development of Tropical Storm Celia. Tropical Storm Celia right now is sitting at 40 mile per hour winds and a central low pressure at 1,004 millibars. It's moving north at 3 miles per hour. This could potentially have some impacts on the southern parts of Central America. Kind of hard to say what it will do. We'll actually get a little bit more intricate with the path here. And we're going to go ahead and try to get a close, like a good look at the cone here. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, it's giving me this weird look. But right now it's moving north, and we are expecting it to move off to the west right now. A little bit later tonight, it's going to start to take that little turn and then work its way off to the west. Most likely be yet another fish storm. We sure hope so. We don't need anyone around these areas getting hit with hurricanes right now. They had enough trouble with Agatha as it is. But as of right now, this doesn't really seem like any major threat to land. We'll keep monitoring this. But this is the end of my video here. This is all I got for you guys today. It's a little bit longer of a weekend forecast than usual. A little bit to cover. A little bit tired, not gonna lie. This whole week has been really rough on me because, I mean, you guys, some of y'all might be in the heat for only a couple hours. I've been in it for 8 to 10 hours a day, so yeah. But you guys try to stay cool this weekend and comfortable. Until then, until the next video, this has been Tyre Metalhead Weatherman. You guys have a good